I'm saying all the right things at exactly the right time, but I mean nothing to you, and I do not know why. I was gonna sing it, but then I realized I sound like Alanis Morissette had a baby with Karen O that sings while jumping on a trampoline, and that's my voice. I get that. I only have a shower voice. I sound amazing in the shower, right? We all do. We all think we do anyway, and everybody else is like, even the cat is hiding under the bed with their paws over their ears, and it's just horrible. I just wasted a good 53 minutes on a recording that I just ended up deleting. And I ended up deleting because I was over explaining myself. I've been on this channel almost 2 years now. There's no one here. So I'm just going to relax. I'm going to make this show for me. That's it. An audience of one. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have my first Republican subscriber, but she subscribed not for me. She didn't subscribe for me. She subscribed for the sake of her company, only because she knows that I'm making these videos about her company and she wants to stay ahead of these things, right? So it has nothing to do with me. And when she subscribed, she used an account that was just the immediate thought I had when because you can peek around people's account and subscribe to things they subscribe to, and literally it was Wigga City, just Brandy's I Want to Be Down so motherfucking bad, and it was all just African American celebrities. That's it. Just their pages, and it was like defunct pages too. It wasn't even I didn't even need to go in order to know that the pages were defunct and old and just fake. And then there were only like a couple of other Republicans on there, and those other Republicans on in that subscriber list, channel list, they only had one or two subscribers too, which means that they all did the same Wigga thing in high school and college, and that's how old this particular account was that she subscribed from. And I get it. Obviously, you don't want someone, or you don't want someone to know about your personal information and contact you or whatever at home, whatever the case may be, whatever you're afraid of about brown people. You're well within your right to be afraid about it. You know what? I'm not even gonna say. Anyway, it was just Wigga City, just Brandy's I Want to Be Down so fucking bad. Just wiggle, 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 wiggle. There wasn't a Caucasian artist in there. There wasn't a Hispanic artist in there. There was no diversity in the subscriber list. And if you're not sure how to spot a Republican out of the clear blue sky, that's a great way to do it. So the piece that I did a little while ago that I just finished, and then I was just like, fuck it, and deleted it. It was about Republicans, because I had seen that. So my explanation was this whole big, I went into this whole 20-minute explanation about BBC's Skins season 1. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to try and find a GIF to kind of explain what I'm saying, but I'm sick of over explaining myself. And another reason why I stopped it is because minorities, Democrats, poor people, people of color, we always have to be backed into a corner and then justify our way out of the corner just to survive. Every single day is like that. White people know nothing about that. Republicans know nothing about that. Most of them grew up in a nice two-hole household. They never had a skin knee. They never had a concussion or a busted lip. They never got in a street fight. They never got jumped, never been robbed. They married well. Their children go to private schools. They know nothing about our world, but yet they work in it. And that is not fair. That is a disservice to the poor people, to the disenfranchised. It is truly a disservice, sincerely. And they always tell you that if you don't like your doctor, right? Whoever you're meeting with, your social worker, whoever it is, that you can switch and you can switch. But what they don't tell you is that if that person does not like you, they can do the same exact thing. They never tell you about that side of things, right? So I had Dr. Egan just fake it so she make it with me. I was too much for her. And fair enough. Fair enough. So then she passed the buck. Fair enough. Fair fucking enough. But if I'm not going to get what I need, why would I give you what you want, which is money? Why am I going to waste my time if I'm not going to get what I need? You're not willing to help me in the manner that I'm willing to be helped. You're not willing to help me in a manner that I feel like would be best for me, is what I mean to say. And again, I have to be in this little tiny corner, and you guys get all the fucking room in the world. I'm in this corner, my back is up against the wall, there's nowhere else for me to go, I have to explain myself out. Brown people around the world have become so good at it. We don't even know that we're good at it. It's just everyday life. We have to explain a left turn when a white person can just make that left turn and it's not even a concern in their world. It's not even a blip on their radar. We both broke the law. We both turned on red. Why did I get pulled over and they didn't? These are the things that are not fair. When I am at the hematology oncology, and I was just there the other day, of course, and even after so long, only brown people there are what I like to call the piecemeal people. And I hope I'm using the right phrase when I say this, because I didn't Google it, I didn't look it up. It's just a word that's in my head, and it feels like it fits. The piecemeal people are the people that are fodder. They do your shit jobs, they take your shit pay, and they're expendable to you. The white people aren't, the Republicans aren't, right? Julie's been there for 10 years. But that one Hispanic girl that sits next to her that does all the fucking translations that you can't do, she's in and out of there. She's a floater. She goes to different departments. She's never where she needs to be. Every month her schedule changes. It's always in rotation, but you get to sit there like the fucking princess of the hill. How the fuck is that fair? All these Republicans in a department that they don't belong in. Sure, you've got rich, wealthy white people that come in there. So that's what the hospital hired, was wealthy white people to take care of other wealthy white people. But in doing so, you alienated a whole fucking community that gives you more money than the white people do, because there's more of us than them. You get more kickbacks from those people. Don't get me wrong, I totally understand that. But why is this the world we live in? Why is it that the only Hispanic people, or even people of color ever, that I ever see there are Hispanic? Okay? Never African American. I've never seen an African American working there. Not as a nurse, not as a lab technician, not as a secretary, not as a cleaning lady. I don't even know how much lower I can go down the totem pole. I don't know. Damn sure aren't no doctors over there. No brown doctors. Zero. None. Huh. So funny that way. Republican city. I'm living in a Republican world. I'm trying to get health care in a Republican world. It's never going to work out for me. What the fuck am I doing here? When I tell you guys about the pain and anguish, it's all inclusive. But sometimes I don't even realize how all inclusive it is. So I'm done over explaining myself. And the scene from Skins, and if you don't know about Skins, I'll just give you it's Wigga City, basically. It's all these kids who are mostly upper middle class. There are some regular middle class kids in there. There's three. There's Jazz, there's Posh Kenneth, and Anwar. I think those are the only three kids that have any sort of diversity. Don't get me wrong, they did it well, but if they could have added an Asian kid in there, that would have been fucking wonderful. I guess that was just too much. Anyway, but in the UK, that's the primary diversity. We need an African American. We need some sort of Bollywood character. We need Posh Kenneth was actually African American too, wasn't he? Posh Kenneth, Jazz, and Anwar. Those are the only three that I can think of. If I'm wrong about that first season, please let me know. If there was another main character, that I can't remember. I think there were only like seven. There were like five white kids and then three ethnic kids. And that's the world that we live in. And that's the most beautiful example I can say about how I feel. So imagine those three brown kids being surrounded by those five white kids. And then just, they can't break free. Like it's a game of getting over the wall and we just can't do it. And that's what life feels like to me. So when I was doing this other recording, I was saying that I feel like the food on Cassie's plate when they're at the mental institution, when she keeps going back and forth to this mental institution for this eating disorder, but nobody's really addressing her issue and nobody's really paying attention to her. So Sid comes to visit. I think he breaks in. Actually, he did break in because he got locked up. I remember that episode. I haven't watched it in a billion years, in absolutely a billion years. I watched it when it first came out, with the commercials and everything like that. I remember exactly where I was living, exactly how shitty my life was then, exactly how much I resonated with that show. But I didn't really pick up on the fact that I was Cassie's food. My life was Cassie's food. Moving around, shuffling, 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 here, there, illusion, 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 mirror, mirror, parlor trick. Nothing's actually happening in my life. Something is propelling me forward, and that something is only time. It's not progress. It's not change. I am Cassie's food. I am that hamburger and french fries, which I haven't seen it in years, so if it was something different, I apologize, but that's what I remember her eating. She cut up a whole fucking hamburger into like 38 pieces, and then the french fries too. And she shows you how she's doing what she's doing, but she shows you without telling you how she's doing it. So maybe I just need to shut the fuck up. Stop explaining myself so much. And I'm glad that I've got my first Republican subscriber. I'm glad that I understand where that person's mindset is on a realist level. I'm glad. That person didn't subscribe for me. That person didn't subscribe because they really wanted to get to know me. They knew I was doing something about their hospital, their company, their career. I might be talking shit about their colleagues, right? That's why they subscribed. And guess what? They were well within their right to. I think that that's great. I think that they should run tell that. Because I am angry. I am upset. I'm not getting what I need. I it takes time to put this channel together, all the moving pieces that I do because I don't talk. I'm not a talking head, right? I didn't want to be that news anchor personality, just another channel, which is great. People watch that. They thrive on that. You're funny, you're interesting, you're quirky, and they can see you. Seeing you means sex appeal. Sex appeal is the last thing on my mind, even though, what do I always talk about? Sex. People always think they're good at about five things: their job, being a good partner or spouse, being a good provider, being a good parent, and for me, their ability to communicate effectively and get around places. So I'm realizing, and I'm only realizing this because I'm looking at my group of friends, and then I looked at the Republicans I met this week. All the Republicans I met this week, blatant ass motherfucking Republicans that I met this week, who don't know anything about pain, anything about suffering, anything about the challenges of the real world. We live in the same world, but our views are totally different while walking down the same exact street. They have to park their cars to come walk maybe, 30 feet, 40 feet, whatever it is, into the building where they work. But their views of the world don't change. They're not really experiencing that same street the way I am. And until that happens on a personal level, not a societal level, right? We had the Black Lives Matter movement. We had all these fake wiggers coming out. I support black people. I'm not Republican. I stand with you. Or I'm Republican, but I still stand with you, sort of thing. You're not helping anybody. Be the change we need, because our money isn't long enough. And that's all that makes the world go round. Lobbyists, voters, Those are the people that inflict change all the way up at the top, and everybody up there is fucking Republican. Everybody that wants shit done, who is getting shit done faster, Republican. I can't get my medications that I need as an individual. Okay, I'm not saying that they're not giving me medication. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're denying me health care. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I'm not being treated as a fucking individual. They don't see me for me. They don't see that my body needs different things than what the medical diagnosis in their lab rat test said that would be socially acceptable. You saw two white people take sleeping medications and now and have quote unquote sleep sex. There's no such thing. No, 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 no. I can't possibly believe that. I can't. They wanted to have sex. They're not sex addicts. They just wanted to have sex, and they did. That's it. That's subconscious. It's always there. It's a part of who we are as a species. Sex is mating, breeding, right? Sex. I feel like Cassie's food, and it's pissing me off every time I realize that I'm no further than when I started 39 years ago. I'm no more out of my hole than, even though I think I am, right? Because I've shifted around, my view has changed. My views, my personal views has changed. My actual sight, what I see in front of me has changed. But on a fundamental level, I've gone nowhere. I've done nothing. I've gained nothing. I'm Cassie's food. I'm on the floor. I'm on Sid's plate, right? I'm in that napkin. I'm cut up into itty bitty pieces, getting smaller and smaller and smaller somehow by the fucking second. But nobody notices that I'm falling apart. Nobody even notices. Nobody takes the time to care. On to the next thing, on to the next break. And I get it because I'm the same way too. But medical people, medical staff should be held to a higher standard of accountability, a true standard of accountability. Because they can lie, just like I can lie when I'm in a call center. If I know the truck's going to be 4 hours, but you've already been yelling at me just to get the truck there, I'm going to tell you it's going to be 30 minutes. Absolutely. And then when you get your app and they check it and the truck's 4 hours a fucking way and now it's 6 hours away, you're going to keep calling back and screaming, but guess what? It doesn't matter to me. You were already screaming to begin with. I'm not, it doesn't, you haven't changed. So, but what happens is that sometimes for white people, and that for white people that works for them, they get their way. That's what works. Yelling and screaming over bullshit things like cell phone bills, and you didn't check your cell phone bill, but somehow you want to yell at me for the cost of your cell phone bill. You just bought 13 iPhone 11s, or what, iPhone 13s are out now, and iPhone 14 is coming out soon. These Republicans are so concerned about landfill, they passed a law, quick, easy, saying that all Apple phones get one plug charger sort of thing, universal. All going forward, you don't need to throw away your cords because the landfill. Samsung, same exact thing, but Samsung's pretty much been doing that the whole time any fucking way. I've never really had to worry about my adapter not fitting a cell phone that I purchased. Not even without me even knowing. It's just a thing that they already did. They acknowledged that way before Apple. Apple's always fancy, onto the new, onto the next. Samsung is like, tried and true. Let's keep this port size. Let's keep this. This keeps our costs down. This keeps our costs lower for our customers. Let's do this. Apple's like, fuck it, balls to the wall. What crazy shit can you think of next? They don't even need that. Give it to them anyway. We put a celebrity personality in the commercial, they'll fucking eat it up. Dumbasses. Anyway, nothing in this world is free, not air, not water. I tell my customers that when they come in screaming all the time about their bill, about how much their new cell phone costs them, is actually costing them. Nothing is free, not air, not water. How stupid could you be? What fucking world do you live in that you don't know the value of the dollar? that you don't know about how the dollar actually works, that you don't know about how companies actually make money. How stupid could you fucking be? And then I go to the HEMOC clinic and I realized how stupid they could be. How the world is just different for them. We're in the same room having a conversation about the same thing, my care. She's streets ahead thinking about how to get out of this mix. And I'm here thinking about how to keep her in it. How this is my only chance to really plead my case. Get somebody to listen to me the way Beth and the palliative team listened to me. But not everybody is Bethany. And I kept calling her doctor and she was like, I'm not a doctor. You are to me. You're the only one actually listening to me. How the fuck did that happen? You're an older white Republican woman, but somehow you faked it till you made it. You say all the right things at exactly the right time. You pretend that I mean something to you. And I'm glad. I'm glad. I don't care why. I'm glad. She heard me. And it's fucking sad that that's what breaks me down the most. One person, 39 years of living, one medical person, got shit done for me. Made sure shit got done. Her motto was closing the loop. Communication. Constant communication. And that's all I've ever been asking for. If you can't do it, point me to the person who can. There is no such person, miss. But they can't say that. So I'm shuffled around. I'm mixed around. I'm stirred like soup. But I'm still in that pot. I didn't go anywhere. But my damn sure view has changed. I met new neighbors. I got new acquaintances. I got a new job. Maybe I got a 10-cent raise after taxes. But nothing in my life actually changed. I'm still just one small quarter of a potato in that pot of stew. I haven't left the pot. I'll never leave the pot. I guess that's really what ultimately what I was wanting to say. Is that Semisonic? Why do I think it's Semisonic that sings that song? I want to give credit where credit's due, but I just don't remember the Caucasian person or band that sang that song. I'll probably have to figure it out and make that theme for today's episode. But I definitely wanted to say, I see it. I wish there was something I personally could do about it. But screaming didn't work. Rioting didn't work. Crying, begging, pleading did not work. How do you survive in a world like that? How do you thrive in a world like that? The only thing propelling me forward is time. I've gone nowhere. I've accomplished nothing. All these great things I thought I did, when I sit down, when I really reflect on it, what did I actually do? Not a goddamn thing. What did I actually accomplish during this actual hospital trip that I thought I accomplished so much? I thought I did such a good job. I thought Bethany did such a good job. The only thing that actually was accomplished, my allergies got updated. Bethany listened to me. Bethany made other people listen to her because she's Caucasian and someone high up on the ladder. But nobody's listening to me. How do I get forward? How does my voice get heard as an individual? How? How do I do it? Somebody